My beloved, you are always seeking signs that remind you of God's loving presence in your life. As 2025 draws near, many people feel a deep longing in their hearts for peace and wisdom. In this longing, the angels offer a beacon of hope, strength, and guidance. Remember that the angels are heavenly beings who always serve as messengers of God. Through them, God sends you signs, comfort, and direction. Throughout your life, you have asked for numerous signs, and they have always been answered. Do not be afraid to ask for help or for signs. This communication with your angels is an extension of your faith and closeness with God. Even though you may not see them, the angels are always with you. They are always watching over you, interceding for you before God. The angelic revelations of 2025 may be understood as a reminder that, even in the midst of storms, God never leaves you alone. The angels not only protect you from danger, but they can also guide and comfort you through signs and messages, reminding you that you are on the path of salvation. As 2025 is a year of great spiritual transformation, the angels invite you to spend a time of profound renewal in your relationships, both with God and with your loved ones. This year, do not lose hope. Remember that faith is a safe refuge. Remember that God is working in your favor, even when you don't always understand His ways. Another message received from the angels is that you must sow peace in your heart and in your relationships. The angels invite you to forgive this year, to heal emotional wounds, and to reconcile with those you desire. Do not let pride win. Build a bridge of love and understanding between those people and yourself. In a world marked by constant noise and distractions from society, one of the teachings of the angels that you must integrate deeply into your life for 2025 is to listen to God's voice in the silence. You live in an era where the responsibilities of your work, social commitments, and the chaos of daily life leave you with little space to hear your inner voice and connect. However, the angels encourage you to stop, to stay calm, and to find a safe, quiet place where you can experience God's nearness. Silence is not just the absence of noise. Silence is also a sacred space where you can open your heart to the divine presence. Prayer, in addition to helping you find calm, will also help you reflect and connect with your inner self. The angels remind you that in those moments of silence, you can perceive God guiding you, wanting to direct you in those decisions where you are unsure of what to do. Listening to God in silence always requires you to be willing to set aside the concerns and distractions in your mind so you can make space for God's presence. Remember that even though you may not always hear immediate answers, God is working through you and for you. Through listening to the signs of God, the angels invite you to draw nearer to Him, to discover His will more clearly, and to receive comfort in times of uncertainty. When you dedicate yourself to seeking silence, you not only draw closer to God, but you are also distancing yourself from what may affect your inner peace, such as anxiety, fear, or stress. The angels also remind you that every time you help someone more vulnerable, you are reflecting God's love. This calling is not only an invitation to material generosity, but to emotional and spiritual generosity. True help is not just material, it involves being present for those who suffer, listening to their stories, offering a shoulder for them to lean on, and sharing the hopeful light that comes from your faith. Now and before we continue, I invite you to subscribe and share our channel. Your support helps us to create more valuable content for you. When you help those in need, you are not only alleviating their suffering, but you are also transforming yourself, developing a deeper empathy, and cultivating the unconditional love you feel for God. In 2025, the angels are warning you that a unique opportunity for spiritual renewal will present itself, allowing you to draw closer to God. They invite you to pause and reflect on your life, to open your heart to the blessings that God has prepared for you. They are also constantly sending you signs, and through these messages, they invite you to reaffirm your trust in God, to act from love and generosity. Remember that the angels not only offer comfort and guidance, but they also guide you to live reflecting the love and truth of Christ. This 2025 is a time of profound spiritual transformation, renewal, and hope. If you follow the messages of the angels, you will find true peace and your divine purpose. This year, 2025, will be a year in which you will live more fully, with renewed faith and a heart ready to follow divine will. Let me tell you something important. You are doing everything you can, and you are doing it well. What you are facing right now is not easy, and it's natural that at times you may doubt yourself. But you need to know that you don't have to be so hard on yourself. Sometimes, demanding too much from yourself can become a burden that you're not meant to carry, and that attitude can wear you down and lead to unnecessary suffering. If right now you are dealing with a task that feels out of alignment with you, don't worry. Accept the situation as it is and trust that the universe always has a perfect plan for you. Trust that the answers will come at the right time, and that any challenge you face is just another piece in the puzzle of your growth and learning. It's possible that you've fallen into the habit of demanding too much from yourself, constantly pressuring yourself without allowing room for rest. Perhaps, in reality, life isn't asking as much from you as you think, but your perception leads you to believe that you must fulfill everything, as if you were invulnerable and free of human limitations. Maybe, at some point, you tried to prove to the world that you could handle it all, that everything was under control, and that you didn't need help to overcome any challenge. Now, you might find yourself facing situations where you feel alone. But this loneliness is not a reflection of others, rather, it's a consequence of how you've allowed others to perceive you and how you've valued your own effort. Maybe now, you wish things were different because the burden you carry feels heavier than what you can bear. And it's okay to want change. It's time to release that pressure and allow yourself to be human, imperfect, yet deserving of support and understanding. Perhaps, with a little patience, you'll come to realize that everyone, including you, is special and unique. Making mistakes isn't a failure, but another step in the process of learning and growing. Now that you've begun to understand that you can't solve everything on your own, and that it's not your responsibility to carry the weight of others, I ask you, will you continue to demand so much from yourself? Today, I want to remind you that it's okay to slow down and be at peace with yourself. You are giving your best, even when you feel like you could do more. Change isn't easy, but you are trying, and you're doing so from the place where you are right now, with the tools you've gathered along your journey. Trust the process, because you are making progress. Now I ask you, are you willing to tune your mind to the melody of success and allow prosperity to flow to you? Today, I have left in the description a powerful tool that will help you and bring you closer to your happiness, peace, and tranquility. I invite you to get to know it. Open the doors to a future where success and prosperity are your daily reality. The opportunity you have today to change your life will never present itself in the same way again. Act today, go for the description and create the tomorrow you deserve. Blessings forever.